President Trump just fired everyone who is still serving on the Presidential Advisory Council on HIV and AIDS. Mola Lengi reports they got the news via a letter delivered by FedEx. Mola?
Well, that's right, Veronica. You know, all of these appointees were Obama-era appointees. Now, we should note that it's not uncommon for a new administration to come in and replace the appointees of a previous administration. The only question some of these members had was why it took the Trump administration a year to do it. But the Presidential Advisory Council on AIDS is geared toward a long-range strategy for the disease. The 10 remaining members of the council who were fired after receiving letters via FedEx, they say that those letters thanked them and told them that the council was going to be restructured. Now, 6 other members of the council resigned in June. Now, the White House says that a new council will be convened in 2018. So next year, they didn't specify when next year. Now, the president, of course, on holiday vacation in Mar-a-Lago. He did not address this today, but he was back on the golf course after a somewhat surprising and wide-ranging interview with the New York Times. President Trump invited members of the Coast Guard to play golf at his Florida club Friday.
The job they did in Texas saved 16,000 people. It's unheard of.
From the 17th green, he took a shot at the media.
They'll say I took a triple bogey, but I actually got a birdie.
The president had more to say to the New York Times reporter who interviewed him at his golf club Thursday. During the interview, he repeatedly denied there was any collusion between his campaign and Russia. And he says special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into Russian meddling is bad for the country. It makes the country look very bad, and it puts the country in a very bad position, he said. And when asked about Mueller himself, the president said, "I think that Bob Mueller will be fair." Mueller's investigation has led to charges against at least 4 of the president's associates and guilty pleas from 2 of them, including former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. General Flynn's firing was the first of many departures from West Wing staffers, and more appear to be coming. CBS News has learned Chief of Staff John Kelly plans to find a senior-level political strategist to oversee Bill Stepien, the current White House political director.
This level of turnover is abnormal. It's actually setting a record.
34% of President Trump's senior staff has turned over in his first year. George W. Bush was at 6%, Obama at 9%, and Reagan was the closest to Trump with 17%. Of course, there's also been speculation that Secretary of State Rex Tillerson could be forced out, and economic advisor Gary Cohn may be on his way out now that the tax bill has been signed into law. Veronica?
Mola, tell us more about this interview with the New York Times. The president has been fairly critical of the media. So how did this unscheduled interview come about?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting the way the whole thing went down. The president came off the golf course at his golf club after a round of golf. He was walking into the dining area of the clubhouse, shaking hands, patting people on the back as he likes to do. He ran into this New York Times reporter who was there as a guest of a friend and started boasting about the tax bill. The reporter says, "Let's take this onto the record, Mr. President." And the president agrees to do so, sits with him for 30 minutes, and here's the kicker, without the knowledge or the presence of any White House staff members. That, Veronica, is unheard of for a president.
Wow.
Very, very, very atypical.
All right, Mola Lengi live for us there at the White House. Mola, we appreciate it. Thank you.